The moment it jumped from the 400-meter cliff, its life no longer belonged to itself. This juvenile black and white swift was experiencing its first leap. It was only 3 days old. Surviving was its only belief. There was no way back, no help. It had to take the leap and leave it to fate, because only by landing could it earn the right to live. To avoid threats from ground predators, the parents built their nest on a 400-meter high cliff. This extreme approach was effective, but it posed huge survival challenges for the chicks. There wasn't enough food on the cliff. They gradually felt hunger. These chicks, like their parents, fed on grass, but to find enough grass, they had to face an unavoidable challenge. Jumping from a 400-meter cliff to reach the river a kilometer away, the father knew the only way to survive was to have his chicks jump off the cliff with him. But the chicks didn't want to leave their mother. Before parting, the mother gave them her final advice. How to choose was up to them. Facing this life and death decision, the chicks had not yet learned to fly. The mother landed safely. She stood below the cliff, calling anxiously. A crow came at the sound. It wanted to warn the chicks, but it was too far away. The eldest stepped forward. He mustered courage and jumped. The wind whistled past, buffeting his still developing wings. He could feel nothing around him, only the helpless sense of freedom, and the rapid descent before him made him instinctively flap his wings. He had to land on his belly first to survive. After a violent impact, the eldest landed successfully. His jump was a success, not only reducing injury, but also avoiding vital spots on his body. But it seemed his luck had run out. The waiting crow wouldn't miss the opportunity. The father arrived at the critical moment, standing by the chick. Even if he gave his all, he couldn't stop the crow's hunger for prey. In the end, he watched the chick being taken. His cries echoed through the canyon. The second chick was filled with fear and unease, but it still jumped. The fall left it gasping for air. The wind in its ears seemed to mock it. Its wings could no longer control its direction. It kept hitting the cliff walls. The mother could only watch helplessly. She fell with it. In the end, the chick's life ended after successive impacts, leaving only the smallest, most vulnerable chick. It looked down into the abyss and at the feathers left behind by its brother. It knew these were precious lessons left through sacrifice. Its takeoff was perfect, keeping a safe distance from the cliff wall. It struggled to control its body, managing its descent. Though impacts on the rocks were unavoidable, it flapped its wings desperately, trying to stay calm. Its mother's protection strengthened its will to survive. It used its fragile wings to cling to crevices as a buffer. Then, with its parents' hope and the protection of its brothers, it took the final leap. Through courage and intelligence, it landed safely on the snow. The strong impact made it roll down the mountain. The mother rushed forward, trying to shield it, but it was in vain. Fortunately, during the roll, a rock stopped the chick. It was finally reunited with its mother. The father distracted predators with his body. They never gave up their hunger for prey. The path below finally flattened. The breeze caressed its still developing feathers, like a blessing from its brother for surviving. In the law of nature, the cliff jump may just be a trial in a chick's growth, but it symbolizes the courage and perseverance of every life facing challenges. Every pain is a lesson. Every trial is a form of transcendence. When life feels hard, look at the cliffs of Greenland. There's no escape, yet chicks still dare to take flight. They leap from the abyss, never lacking the courage to rise from the brink of death.